this is Threshold Training's workout day for Tuesday, January 5th. Today's workout, we're going to do some heavy overhead pressing. We're going to establish a 2-rep max push press in 16 minutes. We're getting an idea of what kind of heavy overhead pressing we can do in a dynamic motion. Okay, so this will give us a good foundation to work off of for this future kind of training block. We will be going through some heavier overhead pressing in the push press, push jerk, or split jerk. We will start to incorporate those into workouts with these coming months. So we have 16 minutes. Our push press today is going to look like the following. We will have our hands outside of our shoulders, elbows in front of the bar so that the bar rests on our shoulders. The bar should not just be resting on the hands or the forearms. Okay, bar should be resting on the trunk. From here, feet are going to be about hip width, maybe slightly wider, maybe it's a shoulder width. And then from here, with a straight torso, we're going to dip straight down, punch straight up with our legs, and finish overhead over our torso. Okay? So that way the bar is stacked over our shoulder, over our body, and not out in front of us. Then from there, reset, bring the bar back down, push it back into your shoulders, towards your neck, and then re-dip and go again for your second push press. Take some time in your warm-up sets to really focus on the timing of legs first, then follow through with the arms. Make sure you really squeeze the butt and the knees together, okay, to lock out the legs. It's going to be challenging with the heavier loads not to re-dip back under, so I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground as much as you can, okay, to maximize force, but to also prevent you from dipping back underneath the bar. Keep your feet on the floor. During that lockout, when we have heavier loads, make sure you're getting the chest through and here, so that way we're not lifting up in the front, we're not lifting our ribs up like this. As we press, we are trying to pull them down and get our head and chest down through the window of our shoulders as we finish. This will help your lockout be successful. From here, we're going to go into AMRAP intervals for our conditioning portion. This interval style, the way this is set up, is designed to be a rowing workout. There is shoulder to overhead in this workout, but it's going to be more about the rower, less about the shoulder to overhead. So we have 3 rounds, if you will, of a 3-minute AMRAP of 15 or 12 calories on the rower, male, female, 10 shoulder to overhead. We have 2 minutes of rest between AMRAPs to recover fully. So 3, 2, 1, go. When you start on the rower, we want a challenging, I'll stress the challenging a lot, okay? Very challenging pace on the rower for those 12 or 15 calories. Then when you get off the shoulder to overhead, the goal is for it to be light. Okay, this is with the barbell, shoulder to overhead. I want it to be light with the load that allows you to do all 10 in a row for multiple times. We're expecting you to get 1.5 to 2.5 rounds. So you're looking at about 50 to 60 shoulder to overhead at the end of the workout. So if that helps you pick your weight choice, great. There you go. Shoulder to overhead, remember, implies that you can get the bar from the front rack to the overhead position however you'd like. You can do the push press like you practiced up front, or we can revert to the push jerk. Just make sure that as you push jerk with the light load, you re-dip underneath at the same time that your elbow locks out overhead, then stand to come back down and repeat. And oftentimes people will shorten the lockout and won't straighten their arms as they rebend their knees for the push jerk. So make sure that those are happening simultaneously before you go back down to your shoulders for the next repetition. On the rower, you'll be rowing fast, but don't let that shorten your stroke, right? So when I'm on that rower, as I'm pulling, I need to make sure that I'm pulling all the way so that my body comes past perpendicular. Okay, so I'm at a 90-degree angle. My hips comes past to here. Now this is about 11 o'clock. If I were the hands of a clock, 12, 1. So I need to go 1, 12, 11, and I'm done. Then I'll go back in. My torso will move first. My hands will move first, then my torso, 11, 12, 1, rebend the knees. Straighten the knees to open up the hips to 11. Close the hips to 1, rebend the knees. Straighten the knees, open to 11, and so on and so forth. So make sure we have that sequence down as we are rowing fast. Don't short that sequence just to try to get the strokes in and get the calories up. Okay? You can put a lot of power into the rower and get a high pace by following that sequence and really utilizing the legs to drive that motion. All right, guys, that is the workout for Tuesday. Have an awesome workout and a great Tuesday.